Hi friends, it's Murph. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to make one of my husband's favorite recipes for you. Our family calls it PI chop suey. It's how we've always known it, so I don't know, but here goes. So right now I'm sauteing an onion in some butter. You can see that. Looking good, smelling good. So I'm going to move over here a little bit because we have a couple things going. So while that's cooking, we have another pan. This is kind of interesting. So we're going to take a little bit of water is what the recipe calls for. I usually take between a quarter cup and a half a cup. So we're just going to say a half a cup, okay? I'll write this all down for you too. This is a quarter cup of long grain rice. So we're just going to start it in there. Make sure you can see. While that's cooking, and I want that on fairly high heat. Let that start. And I'm going to give it a little bit of salt. I never remember. Over the right shoulder, over the left shoulder. I just don't do it. Besides, I'd be the one that had to clean it up, right? Okay, so this part's really cool. I'm going to take a cup of pasta. You can use anything you have. I always keep things on hand, so I have open boxes all the time of like alphabets. Today I have some orzo. I have some small shells. It really doesn't matter because I keep all that on hand when I'm going to make some soup, so there's always open boxes. So we want to just put some of everything in this and make 1 cup while the rice is cooking. Just going to stir my onion just a little bit. It's getting nice and brown, just how we like it. Okay. So see, it's not quite full, so we want to top that off. I want to make sure you can see the pot too. And all I'm going to do with the spaghetti is I'm going to break it up in pieces and put it right here. I know they now sell little pieces of more broken up spaghetti. I thought that was pretty cool, but this is what I have in the pantry, so this is what we're using. I like to bake things or make dinners, whatever it is, around, if somebody's not feeling well, I'll make a soup. That freezes well. This is something where my husband's recovering from surgery. I thought I'd give this a try, see if this would make him feel a little bit better. Just making it with some love. All right. Drop some spaghetti on the floor, but we'll leave that. So that's pretty close. We could top it off maybe with like a few more shells, something like that, okay? So the rice is starting to cook a little bit, which we want to give it a little bit of a head start because it takes the longest. But we don't want to add a lot of water because there'll be a little way we put it together that you'll see why. So that's been in there for just a couple minutes. Now we're going to add the pasta. I'm just going to stir that up just until the rest of that water is evaporated. Can you see that? I have it on probably medium-high heat. So give that just a minute. You want to watch it really close because it does stick because we don't have a lot of water, okay? So let's take a peek at the onions. Epic failure. Yeah. See how nice they're looking? You should just shut them off. And then let's go back. Clearly I needed somebody to videotape this one for me. See how it's just about gone, okay? That's pretty perfect. We're going to shut that off. Okay. Now we get to assemble the casserole. So we're going to move over to the table where I have my pan all set. So let me bring over the rest of the ingredients. Okay. So this pan right here, I sprayed it with some Pam. This pan has seen its days. This is some Lovin'. My grandfather gave me this pan, and it's my favorite one to use. So you know this casserole is going to taste good, right? Just because it's Grampy's pan. So I'm going to dump the onion and make sure I get all the butter. So the way my family used to make this years ago, it was so funny when I first decided to make this like on my own. I remember calling my mom and going, yeah, I don't have any salt pork, because it was salt pork and onion that you would cook it with. And she goes, oh, you can just use butter. So I thought, okay. All right, now we're going to put the pasta and the rice. So I did add a little bit of salt to the pasta and the rice. So it should be all set. You can always add some at the end if you like. I don't like to oversalt things because you can always add to it. It's pretty hard to take it out, right? Okay. So there's that. It doesn't look like it's filling up the casserole dish well, but it really does. Okay, so there's that. Next, we're going to take a pound of hamburger. It's not cooked. There's a reason. Because the juices from the hamburger, and we're going to add some tomatoes, is what's going to finish cooking the rice and the pasta. And it's going to be yummy. Trust me. Okay, so we're just going to dump this in, just kind of like, I just kind of break it up a little bit. And like I said, I'm probably not going to add any more salt. Some people like a lot. We really don't. So we're going to just trial this with no more salt, and we'll add it to it after if we need it. So far, not too hard. You got to do the timing between, you could always do the onion, shut it off, and then do the rice. Just cook it for a couple minutes, then add the pasta. Like I said, probably like about a half a cup of water. Not really any more than that. Just need to rinse my hands. Okay. Next, can of diced tomatoes. Yummy. And dump that whole thing right on top. Okay. So I'm going to give it a little stir. So remember, the juices from the hamburger are going to help cook all the pasta and the rice. And the hamburger, I just kind of like break it up just a little bit because I don't really want the big pieces. You can use any kind of pasta you like. I just use what I have in the pantry. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's how I cook. Okay? So, let's recap a little bit. Onion. I sauteed the onion in some butter. You gotta use butter. Everything's better with butter. Then, we did a half a cup of water and a quarter cup of long grain rice. Okay? Added a cup of whatever kind of pasta you have. Then a pound of hamburger and a 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes. And that's it. And trust me, this is so good. I'll post the recipe and I will show you a picture when it's all done. I'm going to cover it with foil and I'm going to bake it for about 40 minutes. I'm going to take the cover off, give it a little stir, just check on it. Probably take a little bite to see how the rice and the pasta's cooking, make sure it's okay. And then if I need to put an additional 5 minutes or so, I'll put it back in the oven and I'll keep it uncovered at that point. And I'm going to cook that all at 350. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.